Chicanos por la Causa began with a group of students and community activists who pushed back against racial discrimination. Over the course of the next 50 years, CPLC has expanded and touched thousands and thousands of lives. We'll take a look at just a few of those success stories today on Su Vida Especial. Welcome to a special edition of Su Vida Especial. We're very fortunate to have Chicanos por la Causa as a sponsor of our show, and today we're celebrating 50 years of that organization's success. It's an honor to have David Adame, President and CEO of CPLC, with me today. Well, David, thank you for joining us today, and congratulations on 50 years of success at CPLC.
Thank you, GR. It's been an incredible journey, 50 years of serving our communities, and I consider it an honor to be blessed to be in this seat, to serve our community. All the folks, the 6 presidents before me, there's been 7 presidents, I'm number 7, have done so much work to serve our community.
Very nice. Well, every leader of the organization has built on the successes of those who came before them. Juan Alvarez was the first CPLC president, and earlier this year, David and Juan sat down and talked about the 50-year journey that has brought Chicanos por la Causa to where it's at today. Take a look.
Well, I know I'm riding on the shoulders of great people before me, right? You were the first president, I'm the 7th president leading this organization. And can you tell me a little about what were the things you guys were thinking? What were the struggles, the challenges?
Chicanos por la Causa was started as a spin-off of the farm workers movement. We were disciples of Cesar Chavez. We were involved in not only in the boycott, but also in the strike. And the same committee that was involved in those activities were the ones who formed the board director of Chicanos por la Causa.
It's almost seemed like we've gone full circle, right? You guys did the original walkout of the Phoenix Union High School, and today, you have the teachers, doing their big walkout, and how we're involved with Head Start, serving 1,000 kids a day today, to operating charter high schools ourselves in southern Arizona, to working with children so they get the proper brain development and nutrition so they can have success in school, doing with DACA students, to providing scholarships, healthcare, which is also very important, and now being involved in economic development. Right now we have 34 different services. We have 900 plus people working for us. Could you imagine that back when you guys got started?
I couldn't even imagine that because we're having a hard time funding from day to day.
We actually commissioned a private study of what's been the economic impact.
Right.
Beyond the social impact, which is most important to us, right? But over the past 10 years in the state of Arizona, Chicanos por la Causa, something you helped start, and I'm leading today, has made a $1.75 billion economic impact to the state. And sales tax to the state budget, in that 10 years, we generated $57 million worth of sales tax.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
So we're a partner with the state. So when I talked to Governor Ducey, and he appointed me to the Arizona-Mexico Commission, we're bringing companies that are expanding from Mexico into Phoenix.
But one of the things that it's amazing is reaching out to the Native Americans and setting up clinic and the service center in the west side really moved me.
Yeah, that's the Maryvale Clinic that you're talking about.
Exactly.
And the Federally Qualified Health Center. And in that center we have St. Mary's Food Bank, we have St. Joseph the Worker, we have the WIC office. All these services, Dress for Success. So we think in abundance, right? We're saying there's other organizations that do things that we don't do.
Right.
Right? And how do we work together,
right,
so that collectively we can make that strong collective impact together? And I was so excited when Native Health agreed to move into the center, and already they're seeing patients every day, and we're helping more people.
And I really appreciate the fact that the leadership within that center really cares.
And that's what I love about our people, right? They could be working somewhere else, probably making more money, right? But it's in their DNA that they want to be that servant leader. They want to make impact on people's lives. And I think that's what really sells the private sector to join us. I hope you'll continue to meet with me and educate me, and I definitely going to have a front row seat. Good seeing you, man. Let's enjoy this meal.
Yes, please.
You know, JR is such a great moment to be able to sit down with Juan, the very first president. Juan, every once in a while, likes to challenge me. He says, hey, David, when we were leading, we had the first and only Latino governor of the state of Arizona, Raul Castro. And he says, what are you guys going to do?
Yeah, tell him I'll be running for governor.
There you go. You can be that next governor.
When we come back, we'll meet two young people whose lives have forever been changed by Chicanos por la Causa.
Su Vida is brought to you by Chicanos por la Causa. Join the cause for change.
Welcome back to a special episode of Su Vida Especial. I'm joined by CPLC President David Adame, and we're celebrating 50 years of success. And David, one of those greatest success stories has to be in the area of education.
You know, education was the big starting point of CPLC. That's how you equalize opportunities and careers for people. And so we have scholarship programs with all 3 state Arizona universities. We have a Head Start program to help our children when they're very young. And we even have a program called Parenting Arizona that works on brain development from womb to 5 years old, because we have all the studies and research that shows that that's an important part of a child's development at the very beginning.
Well, one of the great stories we shared with our audience this year was about Luis. He was a young man whose life was forever just altered in a matter of seconds. But through his involvement with CPLC, Luis has created a meaningful life and a success story all of his own. You want to take a look at it?
Sure, let's do that.
I had just finished my freshman year in high school. It was a Friday night, going home, just finished playing basketball with some friends, about to cross the street, wrong place at the wrong time. Bullets were flying, I got hit. I got 3 in my leg, 1 in my back, and 1 on my side. You would think the one in the back's the one that hurt me. No, it was the one on the side. It was a couple inches off my heart. So I'm lucky to be alive. I woke up 5 days later to my doctor saying, never gonna walk again. Something I'll never forget. I was 14. I don't know, I was emotional, I was crying. I was young. I thought I had my whole life ahead of me. You know, I was a good football player, I was a good basketball player, I was athletic. I'm 6'2", you know, my whole we're all tall. And yeah, it changed my life. 6 months of physical therapy, 2 months of just sitting in the hospital bed, recovering from all the injuries. I missed all my sophomore year. I went back to school my junior year. Not enough credits. I wasn't going to graduate my class. It just wasn't working for me. My education, I just put a pause on it. I just went ahead and focused myself on working, and never thought about going back to school at that time. I was working with this organization for about 10 years. I went in for a promotion. I applied for it, and I went through the interview process, and when they asked me for my high school diploma or my GED, I didn't have it at the time. So they let me go because I didn't have my high school diploma or my GED. It was hard because I'm a family man. I have my wife, I have my daughter. I had to provide for them. Instead of putting myself in a pity mood or anything, I decided to go back to school. So I came upon CPLC. I saw the GED sign that said GED classes. I was like, oh, okay. And I called. Next week I came in for orientation. It was God sent. You know, it was ready there for me. As soon as I came to CPLC, I felt like home. I felt like I belonged. I was in those books, studying my math, algebra, geometry, you name it, how to learn how to write essays. And my instructor here was amazing. And I got my GED in 2 months. I heard there was a position opened up here at CPLC, and I applied, and it has opened up many doors for me. Got promoted here, so it's life-changing. After your GED, you will see many doors open. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful daughter. My daughter just made the basketball team, so we're all excited. Got my keys for my first house. Became a first-time home buyer. So happy about it. And if it wasn't for Chicanos por la Causa and the community center here, I don't think I would be in this position. It's an amazing organization. We help everybody that's in need, either adult education, coming to get their GED, or learning how to use the basic computer skills. My chair has not defined me to just one thing. If you keep your head down, you're never going to see what's in front of you. And at the same time, I had my head down, but as soon as I picked it up, CPLC was there.
That's a really great story. It would have been easy for Luis to just give up, but he found a friend and a partner in CPLC.
You know, that's what CPLC is all about. It's about providing a hand up, not a handout. If you're willing to help yourself, just like Luis, we're willing to do anything we can to help you.
It's amazing. Another young person we met this season was Priscilla. CPLC has played a big role in her life, from assisting her family with immigration to helping her get a degree. Let's take a look.
I was born in Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico, and my family came to the United States in the summer of 1996. When we came to the United States, we had a long legal battle in front of us, so we sought help from the Chicanos por la Causa office in Somerton, Arizona. My whole family has citizenship because of the Chicanos por la Causa office in Somerton, Arizona. I went to Causa High School and I graduated in 2007. After high school, I went to Arizona Western College. Then I went through Mesa Community College in Phoenix, and I kind of had a different life course set out. At the time, I was working as a waitress, and I thought there was more that I could be doing, that there's more that I could help in the world. Starting at the U of A, I had my heart set on public health. Then things just kind of started taking off from there after my first semester. I saw that I was actually a pretty decent student. I was doing a lot of extracurriculars. I was working with the mobile unit. I was working on the weekends. I was involved in clubs. And that summer I applied for the Chicanos por la Causa scholarship, and I found out, to my surprise, that I got it. And that was a life changer. I'm really sorry. That was a really big life changer because, oh my God, no. Because of these funds, I was able to take some time and kind of reflect on my life and the path that has led me here. And I have decided that I want to do immigration law. I want to do it with an emphasis for being culturally appropriate, because a lot of times people come into the United States and they're so scared, we don't know what to expect. So I want to provide culturally appropriate services to specifically the Latino community. I feel a responsibility to my community, to my Latino community, to help and to make us unified. I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I have had, but more than that, I'm very thankful to Chicanos por la Causa for the Lorraine Lee Scholarship.
Now, what I liked about both of those stories, David, is both Luis and Priscilla are giving back to the community. Is that a trend you see with a lot of the individuals you guys help?
You know, absolutely. You know, these folks are really appreciative of the opportunity and the assistance we gave them. And I'll give you another example. Another woman who went to our domestic violence shelter. She now comes back and volunteers to work with the other women who are just starting their path to overcoming that kind of challenge. That's a trend that's going on, and we love it.
Another area where CPLC is supportive to the community is through healthcare. That's something which is often difficult for people to have access to and to afford.
Trying to come up with creative ways that we can work with the private sector. For example, we're working with United Healthcare. They came to us and said, hey, David, we know that there's a need out there. How can we help? So fast forward the story led to them making a $22 million investment in Chicanos por la Causa for us to buy apartment complexes, fix them up, and provide an option for any of their patients who may be struggling health-wise because they don't have a stable housing condition. Once they're in our units, then they get the whole CPLC menu of programs. And one of the first families we helped was a Navajo Nation family. It's about a 6-hour drive to the Navajo Nation. This family lived there because they couldn't afford to live anywhere else. Unfortunately, they had a very sick child. And United Healthcare was spending over $300,000 to serve this family. And it wasn't for medicine and treatment, it was because emergencies would happen and they'd have to get a helicopter to bring the young lady to the Phoenix Children's Hospital. Now they live within a 10-minute drive of the hospital. They're spending 1/3 of that cost that they had before, so they're winning from a budget-wise, but more importantly, home care nurses can go visit the family more often. We work with the head of household of that family that now has a job. They've moved off of Medicaid, government subsidy health program, to now a commercial plan with their employer, and everybody's winning.
CPLC is also playing a big role in helping companies to succeed, and that has benefits for us all.
Su Vida Musica is powered by Mega 104.3 and 101.1 The Beat.
Welcome back to Su Vida Especial, celebrating 50 years of success for Chicanos por la Causa. With me is CPLC President and CEO, David Adame. David, we've seen how CPLC helps young people and families, but people may not know how the organization is also helping businesses to start, grow, and to succeed.
Absolutely. That's one of our other focus areas. It's under our economic development area. And we have a company called Préstamos, which does small business lending, but we just don't lend money. We have a technical assistance component that helps these companies be successful after we make the loan to them. We have a $60 million portfolio in business lending. We've expanded it across multiple states, and we're even doing some stuff internationally.
That's amazing. One of those companies is Summit Plastics. Take a look.
My name is Miguel Luna, Vice President of Summit Plastics. We are the only company manufacturing stretch film biodegradable in the United States. 99% of the industry use our materials. I've been in this market for 25 years. I'm coming from Mexico City, and it's when we decide to expand our business here in the United States. EDC, Economic Development, introduced me with CPLC, and that's when we engage in this new adventure. CPLC gives us a lot of support and explaining what kind of benefit we're going to have if we expand our business here in Phoenix, Arizona. A few benefits that we see here in Arizona are like a workforce that they support CPLC. Also, electricity is one so important. It's cheaper than California. Taxes is significant. Also, that we find the correct site for our company. We start with 10 employees. Right now, we're around 49 employees, and we're forecasting the next 3 or 4 years we are going to be around 90 employees in Phoenix, Arizona. Our biodegradable stretch film material we are selling to all U.S. So we're selling to master distributors. The investment for Summit is $25 million to create this company. Our forecast for 2020, we're going to be around $60 million per year. That's our revenue. We're looking now to expand our business in different locations. Now we're going to be in the East Coast. We're going to be in Columbus, Georgia, and we're doing the same kind of investment. So we're going to invest $25 million. CPLC is going to be a huge support to somebody come from different country because they will explain the rules, they will explain how this works, how they can expand their business, and how they can succeed in this business. I help them to bring the correct workforce to their company. And I recommend some companies that are coming from Mexico, they can contact CPLC and they will help their business.
When CPLC helps a company succeed, that also is a big benefit to the state as well, both in terms of job creation and tax revenue. Am I right?
Absolutely. And you know what, we, instead of just saying so, we actually did a study. We had a third-party study done by this economic group. In the last 10 years, CPLC has made a $2 billion impact in the state of Arizona. And everything we do for job creation or tax helps our state grow, and that's good for everybody.
That's amazing. That track record of success deserves a celebration. And when we come back, we'll celebrate with David, the community, and my very good friend, Sheila E. Su Vida Especial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Su Vida Especial and my special guest, David Adame, President and CEO of Chicanos por la Causa. David, our 50th anniversary deserves a great celebration, and I've got to tell you, that night, you guys put on quite the fiesta.
Yeah, you know, it was we planned for it because we said 50 years, we can't blow this, right? And then we had a moment that we're getting ready for the next 50 years, and we had all 3 state university presidents on the stage with me, along with the chancellor of Maricopa Community College and Pima Community College. And the reason why they were there was to make a statement that they were standing behind Chicanos por la Causa to create this special scholarship program for our DACA students. You know, I sit on the board of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, and one of the biggest things companies when they're looking to move into Arizona is, what is your prepared workforce? And our prepared workforce includes the DACA students and a very special, well-educated, specialized workforce that could be very beneficial to the state. And the time we had to kind of talk about 50 years, I think we did okay.
I think you guys did, and you guys created the impact you wanted with that celebration.
Thank you.
It was good. It was an honor to be there, and it was great to see so many people that were giving the organization the recognition it deserves. Let's take a look at this.
It's exciting with Chicanos por la Causa. We're celebrating 50 years of representing the community, doing the struggles, doing the lawsuits, doing whatever we needed to help our community when they needed us. We needed to be a voice. It's about empowering lives and driving economic and political empowerment.
It's an exciting time for me as Mayor of Phoenix to celebrate 50 years of CPLC. CPLC has been so instrumental in the city throughout our history, and it's just a record of where Phoenix has come from. Early on, Phoenix was fighting segregation with CPLC. Then CPLC helped us get through the foreclosure crisis, now the eviction crisis. And today, I guess I'm looking forward to having no more crises for CPLC to help us with.
Please welcome Artie and Carol Moreno.
We know it's a special night for CPLC. And for us, we're very proud to call Phoenix home. We're very proud and happy to be part of this community. It's where we've raised our children. It's home to us, and we're grateful for that. And so it means a lot that we give back and that we're involved.
We started in the late 60s, you know, more advocacy. Over time, we had to create programs to support our community, and now we're a full community development corporation serving multiple states here. We're working internationally in Mexico, and it's about the new movement.
Next 50 years, you're going to see growth. Within the next 7 years, I've talked about we're going to go into Texas. We could go into Utah. We can go into California. But again, never forgetting who we are and what we are, our 4 main pillars of how we help the community. That will always be the forefront of who we are.
It's a big anniversary for Chicanos por la Causa, the largest nonprofit in the country. But how big a deal is it for you guys as talents?
We really appreciate that the people actually are coming out to hear us play. That's one thing. But for us to be involved in this great organization, that what you are doing for all the Latin people is really special to us also.
It's an honor to be here. My life would not have been the same if my dad didn't show me what it is to be a leader and to play music, you know, and the foundation of who I am as an artist, which is Latin jazz music, and continuing to do that and instilling that in a little bit in everything that I do. I'm always honored to play with my father. I want to grow to be just like him, so we're glad to be here.
We have to serve 1.5 million people, and that's going to take a lot of work. That's going to mean expansion. That's going to mean growth. And the board and the senior management are step in step. It's a great partnership, and I think we'll get there.
It's about empowering lives and give everybody that equal chance to pursue the American dream.
We've only barely scratched the surface of all the good work CPLC does. David, congratulations on 50 years, and thank you so much for joining me today. It's good to have somebody else as my co-host. It's actually really good.
Makes me feel fresh.
Not as good looking, but you know.
That is a fact, yes. We'll see you next time right here on Su Vida Especial.